Hey Leo, how are you doing? This is your general tarot reading for Leo Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of March. How are all my luscious Leos getting on? Are you feeling a little bit under pressure? Now why do I ask that? Because as February is leaving and as we enter March, there might be a little bit of intensity happening. Intense moments. Why? Because you've a lot of activity happening in your 8th house. So what's that? What's an 8th house? Yep. There's the first card jumps out. It is the 7 of Swords. Going to lay that down here for those of you who've seen my videos before. You know what I'm doing, Leo. I am shuffling the cards, waiting on the right ones to come out just for you. And I'm going to talk about the energies that are happening in the skies. Things that may affect you as the month progresses. Yeah, so there's a lot of activity in that 8th house. And it's the house of births, deaths, and all types of cycles of change. Often intense change, intimate things, looking at things very deeply, and also transforming things very deeply. For some of you, as we leave February, there may be a real focus on being intimate with your lover. For those of you who have a relationship, and those of you who are single, it's about going deep and looking intensely at how you operate in your life, how you give love, how you receive love, how you communicate love. And yeah, as a bunch of cards come out, how you communicate love, and it was like, okay, let's talk about that. The Ace of Wands just came out. How you communicate love. Okay, let's not look too deeply into the symbol there of a big stick. Okay, the 9 of Swords. 2 of Swords. What's going on, Leo? 5 of Pentacles. Heavy cards. The 6 of Cups. Getting better, getting better. The Sun. Don't I just love it when the Sun, Leo, appears in your own reading? I like it. I like it. Yeah, so deep transformation happening from February to March, and your card comes up, which means that you're probably feeling it very, very, very deeply, very personally. But that's okay. As March progresses, things will change. Things will change. It won't be all so deep and psychological and intimate. Even if it was nice for a while, we still have to change. Those wheels keep turning, baby. So we enter the month with, on the very first day, with a big full moon happening in your 2nd house of finances, your money, how you pay your way in this world, and also of your self-worth, your spiritual journey too. And the 2nd house is, with the full moon there, you could be having this real deep focus and having a great big insight in how you can manage your money better and organize your money, that it works better for you, because it's a Virgo full moon on the 1st of the month, and Virgo is to do with your work life. So you could be looking at your work and saying, maybe I need to put a better price on this. Maybe I need to have an absolute rethink about how much I'm actually worth when I do my job. Lots of cards trying to come out there. We have them. 3 of Wands. Justice. Some of you seeking justice in the month of March, Leo. We've other cards coming out. We have the 2 of Cups. I think we got this, was it either last month or in January? I'm not too sure. But it's love anyway. This is actually good. I know it looks bad, but we'll talk about it, Leo. 3 of Pentacles. You 3 other cards jumping out, so let's see what they were. The Moon, as we're speaking about the full moon. Actually, we've got 2 2 full moons this month, one at the very first day of March and the very last day of March. On the last day of March, the full moon is in your 3rd house of communication. So at the very end of the month, you may expect some strange communication, some maybe even misunderstandings, or the things you're trying to communicate get kind of confused and lost in translation. But we'll talk about it. The other extra card is the 5 of Cups. King of Wands then was your last one to appear. What else have we got going on? We have other energies happening in the sky. Mercury and Venus with Uranus there in the 9th house of broadening your mind, becoming more optimistic in your life, changing your whole view of the world around you so that it looks better, so that it looks more like somewhere that you actually want to be. Some of you Leos, you may actually want to go back and study again because you've learned a little bit about some subject and you feel now maybe in March that it's time to expand that, to really get into the big details of this subject that you might be studying. You could just very simply be booking a holiday to a very far off place at the start of March where you can go and experience another culture, other people, foreign people. Maybe that's what you'd like to do. If that's what you want to do, Leo, you can go ahead and do that. But with the full moon in your 2nd house of finances, you're probably saying, yeah, I want to go on this big foreign exotic holiday, but how the hell do I pay for it? Maybe it really is time for me to have a good long look at my finances and see if I can fix this shit up so I can sit in the sun with my glass of whatever it is that you like and enjoy. So lots of other stuff with 2 retrogrades, Mercury retrograde happening in your 9th house. So if you are booking that holiday or if you are filling in documents for a university or college to study something new, try to do that before the 3rd week in March because it could get very weird. The communication all just slows down then because Mercury has decided that he's not playing anymore, not for a while at least. And if you are traveling, I've said this to somebody else already before, I can't remember who, please check your passport, make sure it's in date, check your visas, check any insurances that you, travel insurances or anything like that, check them before you go away because that's not a drama that you want. There's another retrograde that I want to talk about too. It's the Jupiter retrograde happening in your 4th house. This requires you to go back a little bit, go step back a little bit and eliminate a few things, clean up a few things in your household, okay, and in your home life. And for some of you, I'm going to say this because you've energy in the 6th house, which is to do with your health and to do with your exercise, also your beauty regime. But I want to say this, with the energy in the house of health and the energy with Jupiter asking you to go back and look at your home life and perhaps your childhood, some of you Leos may be looking back in your childhood to see if any of the illnesses that are happening or discomforts that are happening for you now have their roots in your childhood. For example, if because it's being pushed by Scorpio, it's eliminating the badness out of your childhood. It can often maybe even talk about addictions or somebody with very bad behavior or dominating behavior. For example, if somebody had an addiction in your family when you were young or who were very deeply psychologically troubled in some way for one reason or another, whatever that may be, you might want to go back and have a real look at that, expand upon that to clean it up so that the influence that these negative things had on you in your childhood don't affect you today. For some Leos, okay? So it's time to clean that up, make peace with it, and take some of the anger out of it for those Leos who are looking back and seeing a family life in the past that was less than shiny. The point is that you don't let it affect you now, okay? And again, if you had health troubles when you were a child, perhaps for some Leos, not all, I'm just going with this for some Leos, like you had a problem when you were young, it disappeared, and then it's kind of resurfacing now. It's time to go back and maybe see the origin of that and get rid of something surrounding that, or make peace with it, or something like that. So that's quite specific, so I imagine it won't be for everybody. But anyway, Leo, let's go and look at your cards. You can see that there? Yeah. We begin with this interesting card, the Seven of Swords. Now, this is all to do with uncovering shady behavior in somebody else. There is an element of craftiness here, slyness, underhandedness and deceit. And you're opening the month probably because you've had a lot of energy in the 8th house of discovering things and disclosing things, finding out the true picture of things. And when you were digging deep, you found out that somebody was acting with some very, very bad behavior, that they were taking from you and not giving much in return. But you're switched on to that now, Leo. You're not anybody's fool. You never have been. And if there is any type of emotional manipulation, or somebody who cries and eventually forces you in some way to, give in to them, you've got to tidy that up. That is not something that you want in your life. And how are you going to tidy it up? Probably with this big stick. Leo has a big stick now. And if you are shady, if somebody is being shady with you, Leo, you've got this big stick which can now bash them with, if you want. But this is the Ace of Wands, which is saying if you have uncovered some shadiness with somebody, action is going to be taken now about this at the start of March. You're not going to put up with it anymore. You have new energy, drive and passion to go into that situation and boom, knock it dead in the head, Leo. Absolutely. And another thing, if there is something that has been revealed that is less than pleasant, let's call it that, about somebody's behavior or some situation, you know what? The universe is opening up now, Leo, and handing you all that you need to get out of that. It is your little get out clause. It's saying, no, you need to move away from that. See, the hand is saying, get away from that and move towards and run with something far more positive in your life. You may have new projects. Something new is beginning. Some of you may have a new family member. Maybe there's a new little child or a new little pet, because it's a Virgo full moon at the start of the month. Some of you could be getting a new little pet because Virgo rules pets. Whatever it is, it's going to give you new optimism and hope for your future and determination to get away from these shady situations. How can you be shady to a Leo? The Leo is the sunshine. Sunshine should shine bright. It doesn't need any cloudy people blocking the sun. How can you shine when there's cloudiness? So, what's that famous phrase that they say? Some people are like clouds. The moment they disappear, the sun comes out. Yeah, I got that all wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like that. Yeah, go away clouds. Go away people trying to steal my shine. And don't come back. Now, we have to talk about this, Leo, because, yeah, they might be stealing your shine, the cheek of them, and they are causing you a lot of mental distress. This is you sitting up in the middle of the night going, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Why are these situations in my life causing me to be under so much pressure and stress. There's too many dramas, too many things in your life at the moment that are keeping you awake at night. I mean, this guy is sitting bolt upright in his bed, and he's not sitting up saying, oh my God, what's the last word of that song? I've forgotten the chorus to that song. No, he's not doing that. He's sitting bolt upright and going, where is my life going? What am I doing? And why does it always seem to have to be so stressful? But I've said this to other people. Look, he is in a comfortable place. This is a nice cozy bed. He didn't just jump up from the floor, or he didn't kind of crawl up from some shadowy place. He's in bed, he's comfortable. And this makes me think that there's something perhaps in your home life, perhaps the area where you draw security and comfort from, and it could be even your friends, anybody that gives you comfort, that you're not feeling so comfortable anymore in that situation. And it's going to pass, love. It's going to pass. And it's going to pass because you're going to have to make a big decision. This is somebody who is saying, I don't know which way to go. I don't really know what to do with my life, and that's what keeps me awake at night. Maybe some of you are suffering some ill health. Maybe some of you are feeling a little bit down and depressed, which I hate to hear, because Leo, it doesn't suit you to be down and depressed. You are the sunshine. You are the sunshine, my only sunshine. And that's who you are. So yeah, if these shadowy people are causing you this grief and you don't know how to fix it or how to go about it, know that the universe is giving you the courage and will and a new project, some new direction, and it's asking you to go with it. And if that's what you're undecided about, Leo, if there is something new after coming in your life, a new opportunity, or something that just changes things up in a big way, and you don't know where to go or what to do, you know what, baby? Always choose from your most powerful place, which is the place where there's most fun, most sunshine. If you have decisions to make, look at everything, open it out, analyze it, and the one that offers you the most joy and happiness, regardless of what it is actually the one that you're supposed to go with. I know people say, oh, be sensible, be this, be that, put organization on your life, get your projects together, get this together. But really, Leo, for you, if you're not happy in the situations, it doesn't matter how much money you're getting paid, it doesn't matter who is involved, it doesn't matter what's involved. Ultimately, if it's not bringing you happiness, get the hell away and only choose the thing that makes you shine. Even if there are compromises to be made, even if it does mean losing out a little bit, because we have this card of feeling like you're losing something. This is people on the outside looking in. There's a whole lot going on in there, and they haven't been invited to the party, and they feel very rejected and left out, saying, well, why can't I be in there where all the good stuff is happening? Why do I have to stand on the outside? Why didn't I get the invitation? Well, this is something you have to ask, because I wonder if it's tied in. You've sleepless nights and you can't make decisions, and you feel left out in the cold. Well, maybe when you do make that final decision and push on ahead with a new project, something that has just been born, a brand new thing, maybe when you move ahead with that, you won't feel like this. I also see with this card, sometimes this is the card of exclusion, rejection, that you've presented yourself or something you do to a bunch of people in March, and they don't like the idea, and you feel a little bit like your self-esteem has been knocked, like you've been let down big time by them. And do you know something? If there's a party going on and you haven't been invited to it, that's not really the kind of party you want to go to. I mean, why would you want to be in there with those people living their type of life, doing their type of thing? with them if they're not very welcoming to you. And if you do find yourself in situations where you're around a group of people or work or something like that, where you're feeling ostracized a bit, to hell with them. They don't know what they're missing. And at the moment, while you feel you've been left out in the cold, really it's them who's losing out, baby. Slowly over time that will change. I know that. This won't last forever. You will be able to reintegrate and not feel so left out in the cold. But to hell with those people who are making you feel ostracized or rejected in some way. They don't deserve your shine. Really, they don't. For some of you, if it is a financial thing, because I know the full moon at the very beginning of the month is asking you to have a real close look at your finances and get them in order, because perhaps you've big plans for the future that you want to see come into fruition. And in order to do that, you have to have a better structure on your money. And you might find yourself in March saying, where do I begin? I feel at such a loss. I feel at the bottom rung of the ladder. How do I get in? How do I climb this ladder? Well, a little bit of organisation does go a long way. But like I said before, if you have things that you want to do, remember never to lose hope, never to lose faith that you can do it. You're not at a point here in March where you failed. You're just at a point where you can't yet see how to get out of some difficulties, probably financial difficulties. But as it moves on, you'll feel a lot better. You know, I did tell you that Jupiter is going retrograde in your 4th house, and this is a card of healing your heart, healing yourself emotionally, psychically, psychologically. Some of you have been doing such deep transformative work there in matters of the heart. Maybe some of you have even decided to go to some sort of therapy or counselling. That's okay. I mean, that's a good step forward. It gets you away from feeling like you've lost out big time. But it asks you to look back, sometimes, like I said, to your childhood, and see where you can retrieve your health. See where you can get some answers to how you might be feeling that your life is going at the moment, to remove the poisons that might be affecting you now in your adult life. But it is the card of play. Sometimes when we look back at the things in our past, our loves and our family life, we look back and we have fear, or we shudder, or we cringe, or we say, why did they do that to me? Why, blah, 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 blah. And it's because of them that I can't get on with my life. It's because of them that I feel I don't have the opportunity. It's because of them that I've no money and I can't get forward. But in March, baby, you might be looking back in the past with a sense of healing and forgiveness. You might at some point say, you know what, they may have behaved badly, but really they were only doing what they knew. I mean, if those people knew better, then they would have done better. It's because they really hadn't a clue. They were trying hard and doing it all wrong. And unfortunately, I was on the receiving end of that because I was too young to understand these complex adult themes. You know, how they might be sad or depressed or lonely. And it was too confusing for me to understand. But you'll be looking back and understanding it. And as you do understand it, you will be able to release this heaviness, this heavy feeling of being left out in the cold. And I'll say this too, some Leos might be going back into their family life, and they may have felt like the black sheep of the family, like that they were the odd one out, that your siblings and family all get along somehow, but you don't, that they tease you or they leave you out or that they punish you in some way. Well, this is what March is going to do. It's going to invite you to heal that and say, really, 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 what they've done and who they are can't define me anymore. I have a life to live, and I'm going to heal this shit in order to move past. It's quite heavy, Leo, isn't it? It's quite heavy. But you have been dealing with heavy things as you left February and enter March. These are the kind of things that you have been talking about. And It's like, if I deal with this, then it will be over. And yeah, look, here we go now, Leo, with the sun. If I deal with it, this is what happens. Those clouds go away. And once they go away, I can be back to my Leo self again. Didn't we say that the big squeeze had been on you, Leo, to be Leo again because you'd forgotten how to be Leo? Well, you're broadening yourself now. The squeeze that had been on you to be Leo again has now kind of released, and now you're expanding. You're now stronger than ever as we go through March. You want to explore more. You want to see your world in a bigger way. That the small details of your life that have once held you back, you want to zoom out and look at them with a sense of healing that we said here, and saying, you know what? It might have been bad, it might have been shit, but I can get over this because nothing can dull Leo's shine anymore. That's true, Leo. I'll say that again. Nothing is going to dull your shine anymore. And that's what all this deep, heavy shit work involves. It's going in and cleaning it out, pulling up the weeds, flushing it down the drain so that you've got something nice and shiny and clean to start again with. Now do you see why you had to go through all that shit? So that you could shine better. And here we are again with a card that is asking you to travel. The sun is pushing you to move on to bigger and broader horizons. Leo, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are literally thinking of moving house or completely changing your lifestyle in some way. There are new horizons that you want to, and you're burning with ambition. The fire is igniting these staffs, and the staffs are your ambition, your desires, your passions. They are the essence of, say, like Aries. Aries is somebody who boldly jumps in and takes what they want without any question, because they have so much confidence in what they're doing and where they're going. Aries is divinely inspired. So when a flame is lit under them, they've no choice but to move. And this is what the sun is trying to teach you now. It's shining on this very thing that Aries would do, which is, we're pushing you now to go broader with your life, to take yourself outside of your usual environment, take yourself outside of your comfort zone, because look what happens when you stay in your comfort zone. It's boring and it traps you and it keeps you up at night with all these small details and all these petty quarrels and people talking bullshit and giving you their drama, and you're saying there's got to be more than this. And there is. You didn't get this awakening where you say, there's too much going on, there's got to be a freedom from this. You didn't just get that just to torment you. You got it so that when the sun does offer you a way out of it, you run with it. And in March, you're going to be running with things, Leo. You're gonna be a running. And go for it. This is you inspiring people too. You didn't, now Leo, this is true. Didn't we say to you in January that you are the hero? That whatever shit you've put up with from your childhood that you're now cleaning up in March, that you get to be the hero. You're conquering. You've been on a bloody long hero's journey, and now, since Christmas, you're beginning to see the bright new horizons. There's a bright new place for you to be, and it's both inspiring you and inspiring other people. That's who you're going to embody, Leo, the power of inspiration. You're the inspiration. You give meaning to my life, and that's it. You give meaning to your life. and you give meaning to other people's life, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. When you can't understand what the hell is going on in your life, when you can't make meaning out of it, or you can't make sense out of it, that's where you're at your most disempowered. But when you finally give meaning and purpose to your life, that's when you are Leo. So, yeah, I get this card, Justice. This is a card of Libra, or somebody who embodies Libra. Somebody who is a good, wise counselor, who's able to look at things without the emotions involved. They say, show me the facts, tell me the details. If you've a problem, let's put it all out on the table and see what the actual details are. No guessing, no kind of putting a shiny gloss over something, and no drama. Details and truth only. And as you leave March, that will be your mantra. Just the details, please. No bullshit. Just the absolute facts, please. None of your bullshit. And she weighs things up. And she weighs things in your favour, Leo. She is holding the scales, and the justice is finally coming to you. She also, like Libra, stands in the middle. Libra is in September, October, and Libra is positioned in such a way where if she looks to the right, she sees the spring, and if she looks to the left, she sees the summer. So it's her job to look at all sides of things and to come to a wise and balanced conclusion. If you're being too optimistic about things in your life, balance. If you're being too pessimistic about things in your life, she also requires you to find balance in that. Okay? For those of you who are in a legal situation, maybe looking for some sort of 8th house thing, which is an insurance claim, money that's due to come back to you from something, this is a good time in March where you might hear some very good news about that, about money, assets, or your finances. Or if somebody owes you money and you had to go through the legal system to get that from them in some way, you will begin to see something turning in your favour in March, baby. But look, is Libra offering you love? Because here we have beside it the love card. Some people say this is a soulmate card, but we spoke about this, I think, in January, Leo. Look at you. There's your beautiful, gorgeous, shiny Leo face. And it's got wings. It's flying in the sky. Because underneath you have the caduceus, which is the healing aspect, which from the very first of the month you've got Virgo, who is the healer in the full moon there. So he's healing something right from the beginning of March. And he is healing you so that you are able to communicate love better. You're able to understand what it feels like to be loved and be in love. And honestly, I would not be surprised if you are moving ever closer, Leo, to finding a real soulmate. And you know why you're moving closer? Because you've stopped forgetting how to Leo. You've started shining again. The clouds are dispersing and you're coming out, and it's ah. And because people are getting to see this shine again, you're attracting them. And never be fake. See, she does not want anybody to be fake. She wants the real situation, the truth and truth alone. Never be fake. I'm not saying that you're ever fake, Leo, but she's saying only your truth. Once you are your true self, this is when you receive the true love. You see, take down all the illusions, the glamours, the things. You're always beautiful, Leo. You always take such great care of your appearance and yourself. You always look smart. But I want you to look at that, and I want you to make sure that what you're putting out there is so genuinely you, so truly Leo, that when your love comes, they'll recognize you. Don't wear fashions just because they're fashion if they don't suit you. Don't wear your hair a certain way or go to certain fashionable places just because they're in fashion. Do things now with a sense of balance so that the only thing and the first impression you make and the only thing people see is your sincere, beautiful Leo face. Because look, that's love. When they see your beautiful Leonine energy, that's when they move closer. See how these things work, Leo. Let's move it. Let's go. Yeah. Can you see? Yeah. Bit wonky there, but it kind of doesn't matter, does it? We've last cards happening here. Now, after everything we talked about, you see you had the 9 where you didn't really know what to be doing because you were losing sleep over situations and worried. At the end of March, here it comes. Where's the second full moon in your 3rd house? You will have begun to communicate who you are better. You begin to tell people Leo is back. And when you do, you'll be offered a way out of this heavy shit. Because 10s always represent completion. Yeah, sure, sometimes, and perhaps at the end of the month, it will come with one last big crisis where all your attention will be required to fix something once and for all. And when you do it, that is exactly the moment where you will begin to see your life far clearer. The pain is ending. The hardest part of this journey is ending for you, Leo. That's not bad, is it? It's ending. And the 8 or the 10s, should I say, are always only an invitation to ending this shit. You could very well decide to stay stuck, to stay with these shady people, to let them keep you awake at night, losing sleep, to just focus on what you're doing, to keep everything small. You could do that if you want. Or you could just complete this shit. Get it over and done with once and for all. That's the agreement. This is not a guarantee that everything will end. It's more like an invitation. It's saying, you can end this now in March. Take it and end it. Because in the distance, there's that beautiful foreign place, foreign land where they've got tequila with your name on it. Go for it. Do it. Be brave. Imagine, I'm shocking myself telling a Leo to be brave. How do you tell a Leo to be brave? That is in your DNA. You are brave. And that's another thing to remember about being Leo. Leo is always brave. Leo doesn't panic. Leo just shines. And beside that, we have the 3 of Pentacles. A couple of meanings here. At the end of the month, you might need to collaborate with other people to get you out of a little bit of a financial difficulty, or you just need their expert skill and advice on how to move forward better with your finances. If you do have projects, things that you really want to get moving in your life, you may have to bring in the expertise of other people and communicate your ideas with them so that you can have a bit of a brainstorm moment about how to move ahead. So it's good. There are other people with their skills, wisdom and knowledge who you should allow come in, because they will be key in helping you move away from this dark shit. So, yeah, let other people help. That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. I haven't been singing in this video, Leo. I get it. It's because you've been doing all this deep work that you're probably not in quite a singing mood as we enter March, but at the end, you will be back to your usual singing mood self. Last cards that just wanted to be heard and understood. Gosh, this is almost 40 minutes. I didn't realize I was doing such a long video for you, Leo. Sorry about that. The 2 moons that you have, the 2nd house, all to do with your finances, you're going to get great insight into that. Sure, initially you might lose a little bit of sleep about your finances, but you will get some synchronicities. You will get some insight in how to fix that. maybe with the help of those skilled people that we spoke about. And at the very end of the month, in your third house, communications are going to open up. You're going to meet new people. You're going to talk about your experiences to people. And perhaps because you are on this hero's journey, perhaps because you're now looking back and fixing the shit of your past, that you might consider keeping a journal or a diary, writing it down, starting a blog of your journey, communicating your life in some way, maybe through opening a YouTube channel where you communicate something very powerful and effective that has deep insight into your life and other people's life. And you should do something that allows you to communicate your experiences, and you'll get a better insight into what exactly that will be, what medium, what form that will take as the month goes out, which would be great. It would be great because you've a lot to say. Now, beside the moon is this card of sadness and rejection. We spoke about this. The month of March, you know, you could have a few little nightmares about some negative situations. Some of you Leos, I do understand that there could be a breakup, there could be a split, but you kind of saw it coming. But even so, it's going to hurt a little bit. But do remember, it's not over, it's not finished. This could be with a Cancer, possibly a Pisces, possibly a Virgo, because it's a Virgo moon and a Libra moon. So it could be some problem there with them that leaves you a bit heartbroken. But you'll get through this, you really will, because look at the end. After all of this, feeling lonely and heartbroken, you come out on top of the world. This is a fire king, and you are a fire person. And he is in control of his life, Leo. So it's been quite a big, since the end of February and March. I do come on, and I love coming on talking to you, Leo, because the energy is always so bright and powerful, and I love getting those little moments of inspiration where you're singing songs and so on like that. But sometimes the sleeves have to go up and the heavier work has to be done, and you are doing it, and I'm very proud of you, Leo, for doing that, doing this hard, heavy work. And there is a little bit more to come, but look at where you're moving to. You're moving towards this, the conqueror, the one who wins in the end. And perhaps if you have lost love at the end of the month, you could start again. You could start again with somebody else who is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, like yourself, or Sagittarius. And you may find it when you do open up your world, when you do see bigger and broader horizons. Quite serious reading, Leo, but I hope you understand where we're going with this. It is a deep journey, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there, baby. My hero, my Leo hero. Leo, I hope you enjoyed that. And if this is your first time watching my videos, please do subscribe. You can share, like, and I do have a Facebook page, She Bear Tarot. Every now and then, not very often, I add extra little bits of content. So it might be worth going there to see little extra bits. And in the meantime, Leo, in all of this transformational work, in all of these deep feelings that you're going through and the healing that you're bringing about in the month of March, I'm with you, baby. And I am going to send you a big kiss from me to you for luck. And you will get there. Love you lots, Leo. See you next time.